Happy morning to all distinguished professors and teachers. I welcome the dignitaries, Honorable Chairman Dr. K. Samira Simha, Secretary Mr. Ravi L., Principal of SSCMC Professor Raghu V., and SCPUC Principal Dr. Kirti B. Also, a warm welcome to all professors and teacher fraternity to this 2 days FDP on Techniques of Writing Research Paper and its publication. Today's FDP solves it by offering a pragmatic insight into techniques of writing research paper and its publication. Our subject expert, Professor Brijesh Singh, is a well-known statistician having 16 plus years of experience in teaching. I welcome the subject expert and today's guest on behalf of all of you. Once again, I welcome you all. Have a great day.
For the wonderful things about me, but I am not so experienced that within 1 day or 2 days I will be able to make anyone as a best one for writing research paper. But what I will do in 2 days is that I will just try to give you some input so that you all can just start working on that and you can make some good research out. Okay, before I start my session, let me thank management of Silicon City College of Management and Commerce, especially Dr. K.S. Samira Simha sir, and followed by Secretary sir, Mr. Ravi L sir, and my special thanks to Professor Raghu V sir. Sir is the principal in Silicon City College of Management and Commerce, and coordinator Professor Seema S ma'am, for giving me an opportunity and identifying me that I can be their resource person for 2 days FDP, which we are going to start from today. Okay, and even all the non-teaching staff members who are directly and indirectly involved in the process of registering the participant, and even my teaching faculty members. So just give me 1 second of time. I will try to share my PPT, what I want to share with you all. Meanwhile, I got some feedback about most of the participants. They were, as they were asking about some kind of content from other side. Okay. First, just let me show you one of the review, which generally in each and every of my PPT, I always show. So like what exactly the research and statistics all about. Okay. So let me start my session with our Swamiji's blessings. So on behalf of my management, college people and all, I welcome each and every participant, and I am thankful to the Silicon City College of Management faculty members, principal, and teaching and non-teaching staff member for giving me an opportunity. So there is a something like most of the time we researcher, we feel that there is a something like whatever maximum what times it happens that like we think statistics and research both are separate actually. So, but in reality, both are not at all separate. Both goes hands to hand. Whenever you talk about research, you will be having a kind of research part, statistics part also there. So, one of the wonderful slide which I want to show you, if among you anyone who can understand this slide, I think your whole research is completed. You need not to go for the any extensive research or anything. Here, if you will see in the current image, I think there is anything which may have been left out now. But for understanding this one slide, I think even 1 year will be very much less because a lot of concept and so much is there to learn in the statistics. But always try to go for learning as much as possible on the day-to-day basis, because that is what the role of the teachers are coming now. It is more of the research related rather than teaching. And quite obviously, when you will add your research work along with your teaching, your students will start liking your content actually. So that is what happens. Okay. So this is just an overview of 360-degree of RM actually research methods. Like this is what the whole concept. One who wants to be best in research part, like writing research paper or writing about the content about the research. I think they should know about all these perspectives. Okay, so the objective was to just show you the brief part of how exactly this research goes and what exactly this research is all about. So now I will share the major content with you all, which I prepared only for 2 days, that is today and tomorrow, so that I can discuss something where I can give a little bit knowledge to you all, and I can get more and more knowledge from you. I can see almost there are 75 participants. So in this, at least 3-4 members will be from the college. Remaining at least 70 plus faculty members are available in the platform. So quite obviously, it is going to be a great learning process for me actually, because 70 into, if you each and every one on an average they have 7 years of 10 years of experience, so that becomes 700 years of experience actually, right? So that is what the learning and gaining what I am going to gain from this process. Okay, so let me start with the session today with the one of the quote, that is, writing is easy. All you do is sit starting at a blank sheet of paper until drops of blood form on your form on your forehead. Okay, what I mean to say you here is, if you all can just sit with the one sheet of paper and you start brainstorming, you start having conversation with yourself, what title I should make, how I should go with the research, how I am going to design my research statistics part, how I am going to do my analysis, what is the final conclusion I am looking for, and finally whether the kind of paper which I have made is a quality one or it is not up to that quality what you are expecting it. So for that, what and all you need to. So the moment you will start thinking these questions, I think you will get only headache, and for that you need to take only you can take any basic tablets for headache. So that is what the actually beauty of the research is. Like it brings some kind of new topic, something new which you want to present it in the different format. It can be research paper, it can be chapter for the any of the reputed book, it can be any of the case study or anything else. Okay, so it is writing a research paper. When you start, it looks very easy, but till the time you will get, once you will start getting involved, it needs lot and lot of time and it needs lot and lot of concentration there. Okay, so many times most of the people have asked me, sir, how to select the topic, how to select my title of the research. Okay, so when you will talk about the topic or title, one thing we should understand, the topic should be very interesting. People should have zeal to learn your topic. And you can take example, you get a newspaper in the morning. Are you really going through each and every topic, each and every page, each and every headings what is given? Generally we blindly I can say nobody is going through all the each and every headings. What generally we see, whenever we start turning the pages, whichever the headline will attract us based upon our taste, based upon our liking, we will start reading that particular article. So your title should be very interesting actually, especially when you talk about the research. Okay, and you need not to have so many technical words there. Always try to avoid that. And always when you are planning, when means as a new entry in the writing the research paper, always discuss with the other people. What has happened that we human beings became some kind of selfish actually. I can challenge you that the faculty members who are attending this FDP, among these many are the parents. Okay, so whenever you give any chocolate to your child, generally what you say, you don't share it with anyone, you have it alone in the school or in the garden or in the kindergarten. Why you are telling like this means, if the moment you are making them to say like keeps on have this item only with yourself, means somewhere we are only making them to become something like selfish actually, right? So that nature should not be there. And that is what happens once this kind of culture is cultivated. Quite obviously, when the person becomes when the person becomes young, during that time the same kind of culture only will be continued. So what is happening in this process, we are not ready to share our title with someone else. We think that somebody will steal it, somebody will steal my topic and they may do it. See, try to understand, whatever your idea or things are, no one else can copy it. Okay, so we all are having different unique characteristics. Let us always believe on sharing, believe on discussing with the people to bringing them the topic on the right platform. Okay, and topic should always be accurate. Okay, what is the meaning of accuracy? I may tell you in the next slides, like what and all should be there on the title. One of the biggest, during my last FDP, someone asked me, sir, whether the topic or title can be closed with the question mark. So it is totally left to the researcher actually. Some researchers are there, they will write only statement. Some people will be there, they will write it and they will give you, they will leave you with the some kind of question mark. So quite obviously that question mark actually creates more and more zeal among the people to read about the particular topic. Okay. And don't use abbreviations and all in the researchers actually. And use as much as possible words, but it should be fewest words. Okay. And so what exactly the good title should be? When you will read the any research paper, your title should actually tell what exactly the content of the research paper is. Okay. It should not be so vague. It should be very specific. It should be very clear to for which people, for which gender, or for which area of the people you are doing. Okay. And title should be interesting to the reader. So quite obviously, when you read the title, you should like to learn under that what exactly more you can learn in that research paper. And it should reflect the tone of the writing. It's like, what is the flow you are following it? What is the purpose to do this research? So somewhere in your title, you should be clear with what is the objectives of the research is. Okay. And even you need to locate, like easy to locate. Like if let us take, I want to understand the COVID-19 in the India. Okay, COVID-19 impact of COVID-19 in Indian economy or Indian scenario. So during that time, I need to search my review of literature and everything by considering the Indian zone, not the any other country part. For example, let us take this title like, do regulations and governance quality impact performance of MFIs in India? And this is what one of the title which I have picked from the IMC Calcutta, that is from Decision magazine, which is one of the Scopus based journal. And this paper has been written by the three authors, that is KP Saraswati Amma, Gopal Krishnan Kannan, and Lakshmi Parthasar. If you will see this title, everything is very clear actually. Like regulations and governance, they want to talk with about what with the performance of MFIs. Okay, so the title, and with that also they have written where they want to do this research. So they have said very clear in India, means even the scope of the area is very clear. Few more examples you can take it like this, like measuring financial inclusion, but with reference to semicolon they have written like Asia Pacific region. So here also, like what they are measuring financial inclusion, but which area, what is the area of scope? It is Asia Pacific region. Then again, quite obviously, like impact of GST on whom? So there they have written that it is on SMEs stock returns. One more you can say like financial behaviors of Generation X and Generation Y. But in this paper, they didn't set for what is the area of scope. So it is all totally left to the researcher where exactly they want to write and what is the scope or area they want to write. So always try to have some kind of better impact. I request participant to keep the pen, pencil or paper, or else at least I think nowadays technology is dominating human behavior. So if not, then at least because if you are using this Zoom app in your mobile phones, you may not be able to take or write down some of the contents actually, or you may not be able to take some kind of pics. Okay, because some words I am going to share today, which you can use it always when you are framing your objectives or when you are going for writing the review of literature. So always good is if you can write. If not, at least you take some pic and all from the some other mobile. Okay, these are the titles which has been reflected in the SCMS Journal of Indian Management. And okay, so let me start with the basic. Like we always start writing our research paper with the abstract. Okay, what is this abstract all about? We actually, please understand, we have to write two abstract actually. One abstract before you submit your paper for any of the journal, and second abstract after the completion of the abstract. So what I am going to discuss with you is all about the after writing the completion of the research paper. Before whatever you write, it is all about the prediction. It is all about the imagination. If you are going to do this, you may get this result. Okay, so they are always right in the future tense. But the abstract, after the completion of the paper, you need to write 1 page of abstract, which will be the final, which will be reflected along with your research paper when you are going to publish it in any of the journals. Okay, so what this abstract is all about, basically it is a 1 paragraph summary. Okay, means whole research paper, you are going to compile it in such a way that where it should be only 200 to 250 words, means almost maximum of two-third or three-fourth of your sheet of paper. Okay, so it is basically a one paragraph summary where what exactly you need to write. Now you will think research paper you are writing for 10 pages. Now how to cut down this 10 pages into the one paragraph? So there you need not to write any Ramayana or anything and all. You need to write only one paragraph. What and all this paragraph should consist? Here it should consist with the problem to solve. Why you have selected this topic? So quite obviously, when we do research, whenever there is a problem, so first use write only the problem to solve. What is the problem identification you have, and then what is the objective of purpose? Okay, some people write objective, some people write purpose, but always in research paper, writing objective is the right word. Then what is the material used or followed, like what and all the type of contents you have used, what type of research you have done, okay, and what is the sample size you have done, that things, and what is the research design you are following, those things you need to write. And after that, final some major results and implications. Major, see, you may have identified 10 different outputs, but in that 10, which is very much close related with your topic, you have to write. And you need to be very consistent in the writing reporting. Okay, means you cannot write something which is not neither you have found or based upon your personal judgments. Okay, and please see that there should be correct spellings and clarity of sentences and phrases. So please try to read from the other side, like whether the person is able to understand what exactly you mean to say there. Okay, and never keep your abstract for more than 200 to 250 words. And finally, you need to write something like keywords. Okay, keywords are the words which you are repeatedly using in your research paper. Like let us take, if I want to find out what is the saving investment pattern of household investor. So during that time, quite obviously, I may have used some words like saving, investment, or capital formation. Okay, economy, development, household. So these words can be the keywords for that title. Okay. Next, I just want to discuss two manuscripts which most of the worldwide, especially in Scopus, Sage, and elsewhere, they are following it. One, we say it is a IMRAD acronym. Okay, what is the full form of this IMRAD? Is I stands for introduction. Means why did you start? What did you start? Means what is the exactly you are starting your research part. So quite obviously, whenever there is a problem, then only you will start thinking about the solutions. So when you will start thinking about the solution, you will start in a systematic process. Then next we talks about the M, means methods. What did you do actually? Once you identified there is a problem, what is the next you are doing it? Okay. Then finally, third one is R, that is stands for results. So with the doing all the analysis and all, what did you found? What did you exactly identified in that process? A stands for and then we write D. D refers to discussion actually. What does all mean? Means what is the final output of your research? But this is not actually followed in most of the journals. Because there are some kind of limitations here. Like this was followed up to 2009, and later it has been extended actually. Okay, so there are some kind of limitations here. Like here, you will in this IMRAD, you cannot identify. See, nowhere I talk about the title, nowhere I talk about the authorship, nowhere I write about the summary of the research, nowhere I am acknowledging anyone, neither I am giving any kind of references here. So what is happening here? So many limitations were there. So this IMRAD has been updated and it has come with TAS IMRAD card. Okay. So here what is happening? What is the TAS is? T means title. So what and all the things was missing in the previous model, now it has been added it here. Okay. So that is T means title. A means who is the author of the paper, what is their designation, what is their recognition part, and then quite obviously summary. Summary is stands for the actually abstract of the research paper, and IMRAD stands same, and along with that they have added CAR. What is that CAR? C stands for conclusion. What is the conclusion of the report, research report you are doing? What, whom, and if suppose you want to acknowledge anyone, you need to acknowledge actually. Okay, well, means who inspired you for writing this research paper? You need to even write the references. Why we write references? To avoid the copyright issues and other issues. Okay, and okay. So this is one of the structure of research paper which is followed by the journal of Indore Journal of Management. Okay, like here you have something like introduction, and then you need to write the evidences from the existing literature. You need to write the scope of the study. You need to write the objectives, and then you need to write about the research design and approach. After that you have to do the data analysis and interpretation. Then you need to go for the findings. After that you have to write about the suggestions and conclusions. Then you have to go for the implications of that, means implication of that research, and finally you have to go with the directions for future research. So this is the structure. So what I mean to say, each and every journal will have the different structure actually. So you cannot follow the same structure format in all. Okay, but this is one of the worldwide acceptable format which will always be there in most of the journals which you will find. Okay, next, if you will talk about the IIM Shillong, that is Journal of Management Science, they have only the 7 parameters. So when you are writing the research paper, you write in full-fledged way, but before submitting you need to go through that whether you are writing as per the format of a particular journal or not. Okay, so there is, if you talk about IIM Shillong, they have only introduction. They will say about the review of literature, what is the gap area. Gap area is nothing but research gap, objectives of the study, methodology of the study, analysis and discussion, and finally it comes with the conclusion of the research. And if you talk about the IUP Journal of Applied Finance, one of the beautiful journal for the finance faculty, where they can publish their papers, and there they need to submit only these few parameters like word introduction, literature survey, data and methodology, results analysis, and conclusion. Okay, so this is what the different types of formats was there, which I wanted to show you in the different journals which they follow. Okay, let us come back to the introduction part. So in introduction, what and all you are supposed to write. So what is the, you need to basically, you need to tell the importance of that subject. What is the need that you have selected this particular topic? Okay, and then you need to make some general statements. Means you are not going to cover up the whole population, but you are going to take up some little sample size. Based on that sample size, you are going to make your you are going to make the specific statement, that is from the sample statement to general statement. Okay, and then you need to define the model. If let us take, if you have created any model, means let us take if you are male and female, and okay, and then if suppose your salary is this much, where will you invest? So if you are creating any kind of model here, either by using SEM analysis, SEM model, or by using PLS, that time you have to define your model, you need to justify it. Then you need to provide need for the study. What is the purpose to do this research? See, I still remember Harsha Mehta case, it was in 2013. It is one of the very old case now. So now taking the very old cases, if anybody is doing the research on the stock market, and in stock market, if you are trying to invest, trying to do any kind of research, taking before 2010 data will not make any sense. You need to take last 2-3 years of data, and each and every monthly wise, or if possible within 15 days month data you can take, and you can do your research. So that will speak more. Okay, so you always make, you try to take the data, collect as per the required scenario, and then quite obviously you need to talk about the objectives of the study. So this is what basically we write under the introduction. Okay, then after, again in introduction, what and all you, is very much important, like open with a compiling story. So always try to write like a story format. Like people should get zeal, people should get some kind of motivation and inspire to read your research paper, and include a strong quotation or vivid or perhaps unexpected anecdote. Okay, so by any kind of quotations you can write, any kind of abbreviations you can use, which will make the people to go through that what exactly it is. Okay, and along with that you can even your research paper should have a provoking questions, like you should pinch someone to ask more and more questions. So that is how, means you should get more while writing, you should create the zeal in such a way that people should get more and more interest to read your research paper. Okay, then describe the puzzle scenario. Okay, and then cite a steering example or case study that illustrates why the research problem is important. I have seen many of the good research articles published in Scopus or Sage. Always, even in introduction part, they write the review of literature actually. From where they are getting this idea, they are writing actually in the form of review of literature. Even that is one of the good model to do that. Okay. Then like this, some of the examples like this: fraud is the daughter of greed. It has been said by Jonathan Gash in his The Great California Game. Okay. Distracted from distraction by distraction. So see the distraction word itself, but in the different formats. Adventure is the life of commerce, but caution is the life of banking. So it has been said by Walter Baggot, author of Lombard History. It is a description of the money market. So if you will see these titles, no, statements, it will make the people to learn. It will make the people to read about your titles. Okay, and then so quite obviously in introduction, basically you will be going to cover the background information which we discussed. You are going to talk about the research problem and question which you may have framed, and even you are going to create. I discussed you with you regarding the model. So that is nothing but theoretical framework, because based on the theoretical framework only, you are going to establish some new model. Okay. So in introduction, again, it should be clearly state what exactly the problem you are identifying, what exactly the background of the problem which you want to explain, and what is the reason for conducting this research. And along with that, you need to summarize it, okay, like in the form of a research paper. And you need to even say how exactly your research paper is different from the other. What is the requirement of this? Okay. And even you can write about, like, identify the questions you are answering. So whatever the questions you have got during the by understanding any topic, or while going through so much different content, so are you able to answering that questions or not? And even you need to think about their findings, and according to that you need to write whether the same findings still it is existing in the form of challenge or not. And briefly you need to discuss about the experiment, what is the type of hypothesis you have fixed, what is the type of research questions you have, and what is the general experimental design or the method you have. And next, let us discuss about the problem statement, how you are going to design your problem statement. So when you talk about the problem statement, it should be very concise and concrete, and it should have few things, like it should be proper context. What do we already know about that particular thing? You should be aware about, and you should be very precise about the issue which you have, and what is the relevance of that problem with your research paper, and what is the objectives of that research paper. Okay. Then, so basically it is only the what we say, it is only the more and more explanation about that, like which I can say that what exactly the problem you have identified, you need to address it. Okay. And what is the focal point of any research. So there will be always few sub variable which most of the researchers will always try to go ahead. Okay. And a good problem statement is just one sentence, but it speaks lot and lot about your research title. Okay. So writing the statement of the problem, designing the title, it is not a 1 hour or 1 day job. Actually, you need to invest lot and lot of time by using minimum words as much as possible. Your title should be expressive in modern. Okay. Next, so many people ask how to write the review of literature. So basically, it is a systematic search for published work to support what is already known about the intended topic. So why we are you suddenly you decide one topic. On that topic, if you want to get more and more knowledge or more and more input, what you do, you please download at least 30 to 40 good research articles. We Indians are very good actually in downloading only. So we will download so many content. In that, really are we going to see each and everything? Maybe big question mark. So what you should do is that you download 30 to 40 research article, and please open it one by one. Whichever the title you find it is very close to your research part, please make it, please number it as 1 or 2 or something different number. Okay. Whichever you feel it is not very correlated with your requirement, you just delete it. Don't even keep it. Okay. Otherwise, what is happening? You may get confused. So for that reason, generally we uses the Mendeley desktop software, where people can just have the systematic process of arranging their review of literature. Okay. And so once you start reading more and more research and all which has already happened, you will even get more idea about the same topic. Okay. And there are different ways of that. It is not a research paper should always bring positive things. So sometimes it is critical, sometimes it is analytical summary, or sometimes it is only for creating some current knowledge about the topic. Okay. So that part is the review of literature. Next, what is the purpose to write this literature review? Okay, so basically you need to frame your research. So most of the time actually what we major mistake we do in writing the research paper is like we always start writing our research paper from the introduction part, but in reality it is not the introduction part. You should start your research with the review of literature. First you should frame the title. After that, framing the title, please go with the review of literature, because once you start doing more and more research, you will get clear idea what you can do which has not yet been done by someone else. If you are also going to do something which has already been done by someone, then what is the use for that? What is the use for such kind of research? So your research should always have, it should always come with some new insights, some new concept, some new awareness. Okay, so that part you please take care. Next, how to write the review of literature. So select the particular study. As I said, evaluate and comment on study. So download it, but see that whichever is related only you please go through. Okay, so what and all you are supposed to write in the review of literature, ROL or LR we call as literature review. One is you will write about the topic, but please do not write as it is the same topic which is given in the research paper. You need to redefine it. You need to reword it in your own wordings. Okay, and what is the cause and effect of that paper, and what and all the variables have they considered, and what is the research method they are followed. So this is basically we try to write in the review of literature. Okay, then let us discuss about the objectives. One of my favorite slide actually this is, like most of the people we do mistake by writing some kind of common words which was there in the year of 1950s and all, like to understand or to understand the importance, to something related to concept understanding and all those things. Those are the very old words actually. Whenever you are starting your objective, please start with to examine, to analyze, to determine, to explore, to evaluate, to assess, to estimate, to identify, to compare, to establish. These things will create more impact on your objective. And one more thing, somebody asked always, like how many objectives we should have. See, objectives doesn't mean that we should have on an average as 3, 4, 5 or something. It can be 1, it can be 2, unless you are able to justify your research, you are able to justify your objectives, that many number of objectives are fine. Okay, you can avoid some of the words like to find, to study, to understand, to know, to explain, to suggest. These words are very old actually. Now nobody is using in any of the journals. Okay, so what is the objectives and what is their applications actually? Whenever you write examine, that means that it is a need of the day. It is a reason why you are doing this research. Whenever you say analyze, it is a cause. It is a cause again. It refers to the what is the reason for that and what is the impact of that. Okay, when you use the word as establish, establish means it is started about the relationship. Okay, means having a relationship between the two variables and what type of pattern have you followed. And next you have like to measure. When you talk about measurements, it is talking about the impact or the effect of that research. Okay, so please take care about these words very carefully when you are writing the research paper. So this is one clear indication about the objectives, how it should be. So one, it should be very clear, it should be complete, and it should be specific in nature. So that is what we called as SMART model. Like it should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be accurate, it should be reality. Okay, and again, quite obviously, it should be target based. It means you should be able to achieve it. Okay. Then writing methodology. So how you, what and all you are going to cover up under the methodology. So you need to write about research design. You need to write about the population and sample size, how to identify the population, what is the sample size is. Sample size is not a lucky number which anyone can select based upon their liking and disliking. It should be determined by the as n. Okay. So there, what is the n is nothing but population. Means again, you will have two types of population. One known and another one is unknown. So known we called as finite population and unknown we called as infinite population. So based on that, you will be knowing some expected population amount, and according to that, you need to set the sample size. You have sampling technique. Okay. You have sampling techniques. Here in sampling techniques, we have two. One is we called as probability based and other way we called as non-probability based. Always probability based sampling is good rather than non-probability sampling techniques. Data collection sources depends like what type of data are you using it and what is the source for that. Most of the researchers in the commerce, management, psychology, sociology and all, we always go for the primary data actually through structured questionnaires. But some in this also, if my finance faculties are there, they will be using the secondary based data. Okay, these are the data which is already available in the market. So they will take them as an input. They will take those data as input and they will try to go for the analysis part. Okay. Next, scaling procedure and measurement. One of the very important perspective when you are start looking for the collection of the data in the futuristic time. So please take care about the scaling. What type of scaling techniques are you using? It is a dichotomous questions or it is a 5 Likert scale. Most of the time I have seen that people will follow the 5 Likert scale because it is one of the fantastic scaling technique which most of the leads to better results. Okay. And what type of statistical tools or techniques are you using, means what type of test you are using. Okay. And how exactly you are going to represent your data. So here we say generally descriptive statistics and any kind of analysis of test. Okay. Then okay. So in research design, these are the parameters you can cover, like you can see what type of research it is. And so quite obviously if we'll talk about historical research. So historical research is always talks about the establishing the facts, which has already happened. So now you are just trying to create it. So this kind of things happens in the art related faculties like science, art, English, Hindi, literature, Sanskrit. Okay. Then time series research design we have where you want to see what is the number of criminal cases which are increasing. So here it will time to time you can have the analysis like week wise, month wise, year wise. You will have the previous data. Based on that, you can even predict the futuristic data. And then you have something like descriptive research design. So which basically describe your characteristics of your population, like how exactly they are, what is the nature of them, what kind of product you can launch between them. Okay. And these are the one of the very beautiful slide which I always tell all the people that in each and every topic you will have three indications. Okay. You will have three constructs, I can say. Like you will have something like concept, indicators, and variable. So what is concept? Concept is something like which you are targeting it as a variable. Okay. Like rich. Rich is a concept. So how you can identify somebody is rich based upon their income, based upon the assets, based upon their wealth. Okay. How what the variable will be? How you can say somebody is rich? Then again you will have something like what is the income level they have. Okay. What is the total number of houses they have? How many number of cars they have? So each and every variable, each and every parameter becomes a variable. So variable will be identified out of indicators, and indicators will be identified from the concept only. Okay. One more example we can take on high academic achievement. So this is a concept basically. Okay. So this you need to bifurcate in the different indicators, like what is the average marks or exam, what is the average marks or practical marks, what is the average marks in their achievement. Okay. Then percentage of marks will become the variable there. Means is it less than 75 or more than 75 or it is up to 80%. Okay. Then how to present results and all. So quite obviously you may have done the descriptive statistics, and you need not to show all the tables, chart and all, whichever is very much related, no? Whichever is very much close related with your research only, you need to show that. Okay. Then you have something like results and discussions. So quite obviously there what you may have done is that like you may have tried to summarize your findings in the text, and you may have shown some kind of figures and tables also. Okay. And you need to describe each and every of your results, and always use past tense because you have already done that part, right? And put results in the logical order. Like you cannot put the demographic questions and all in the last. If you want to show, generally we will not show in the research part. If you want to show also, let it be in the first rather than in the last phase. And do not present the same data more than once. It's like whatever the table or related to hypothesis proving or related to your descriptive statistics, show every data only once, not to show same data again and again in the different form. Okay. Then objectively present your findings and explain what was found. So you need not to represent your findings, what you have written under the research and design. Okay, so always try to write what you have identified there. Okay, and you need to see what is the contribution to the body of scientific knowledge. So you need to find out what is the new thing you have identified. Okay, you need to follow the sequential based actually, like writing the tables, figures, always number them, table 1, table 2, table 3, figure 1, figure 2, figure 3, something like that, with table identification is what is that table all about. And then you need to even write the presenting the findings to answer the question of hypothesis. So quite obviously you need to frame the hypothesis. You need to write like what is the final outcome you got by considering this hypothesis part, whether it is approved, whether it is accepted, or whether it is rejected. Then you need to give a brief description actually, okay, about the figures, like what is the percentile of people they are following this product. So you need see there is a difference between analysis and interpretation. Analysis we write for the table. There we write everything in the form of how many number of respondents were there, what is their opinion about that. Okay, that part we write in the analysis. In interpretation, we try to explain about the percentile format, like how many percentage of the people they are looking for strongly agree, disagree, and all. So there you try to represent a format. That is what we write in the interpretation part. In analysis, we write only about the number of sample for each and every variable. Okay. Then finally, it comes to conclusion, where we write about the what exactly the issue you have raised, and what is the summary about whole, whether you are able to do the justification, and possibility that let us take if you have identified 3 objectives while starting your research, and finally you come up with the 2 results, but one more which you don't know whether it is what is the output should be, or what is the opinion you can give all about that. So what you can do is that you can just rework on that, and you can leave it for the further research. Okay, or that particular objective will become your limitations of your research. So that will give some kind of indication to the third person to go for the, like they can go for the continuing your same research work on the different platform. Okay. Then how do you write a research discussion and results? So don't repeat the results again and again. Only one time you need to write, as I said before. And order should be simple to complex. So that is what generally we do now, making a building to conclusion. Like always, you should go step by step. First, you should write about the topic, what is the you started with. And then you need to write about what exactly your previous researches was all about. Then you need to write about what is the final conclusions or things you have identified. Okay. And you need to emphasize more on what is the new thing or different thing or very important thing you have found about your own results. Okay. Which others people have not even identified. And you need to consider the alternative explanations for the results and limit speculation. Like so much of fluctuation should not be there. Okay. And some people generally they will always write, can we write the results and discussions together? Okay, so you can write, there is nothing wrong in that. So it totally depend upon the journal to journal. Some journals, they will say that you try to find out something and you try to discuss on the same platform. So that goes hand to hand actually. So that is totally left to individual how they want to take. But my suggestion is always try to write it in both the things in one section itself. Okay, because writing results in one part and making writing discussion other side, somewhere connectivity will be lost. Okay, so do not extend your conclusions beyond what is directly supported by your results and avoid undue speculation. So quite obviously, don't even write anything which you have not even identified. Most of the research paper I have seen, the objectives will be something different, and what they have generalized at the last, that will have the different impact. Okay, so this kind of things should be avoided. And you may suggest the policy options emerging from your analysis. So you can request the next committee level and all to give your PhD report or research paper and all for the policy changes or anything, something new which you have identified, you can highlight it. And always leave the steps for the further study. That is what I meant to say. Like whenever you are writing any of the research, or if let us take, you have got 3 to 4 objectives. In that you are able to solve only 3 objectives. You are not able to touch up the 4th. So that 4th objective, you leave it as a further for study, so that if you get time, you can continue your same research with the same topic, or else you can, at least it will be a chance for some other researcher to just go about that. Okay, and very much important, you need to write the acknowledgement at last, who has helped in your research paper, and nothing wrong in acknowledging someone who is really helping us in the research paper. And we need to write the reference system, okay, like which name and where it has been published. And sometime some journals, they will ask you to write as per the alphabetic order. Somebody will say to write you as per numerical order system and all. Numeric system means as per the year wise and all. And quite obviously you need to refer the citation order system. Generally in our India, we are for not in India, we in most of the journals we follow the APA system, American Psychological Association. Till last month, it was 6th edition. From today onwards, it is 7th edition is available in the market. Okay. So citations are very much important, because here you need to give about the each and every source from where you have got the input. So here we have a different formats to write, like most of our social sciences, psychology and education department faculty members, they always uses APA. MLA will be used by the arts, humanities and literature. And we have something like AMA that is used by the medical and health and biological department. Chicago we have that is used by the books and newspaper people. Okay, so now the time comes for the editing. Means you want, let us take, you completed your whole research paper and now you are sending for the journal. So during that time, what happens? It will go for the reviewing model. What is that reviewing model all about? Like now your job is done. You have done the paper, you have written the paper, now it goes for the reviewing. Reviewing means you may have identified who is the right journal for you and you have sent your paper for reviewing. Now this is what the basically the review part. Okay. Like once you have done with the paper, it will go for the editor's job. So when you talk about the editor's job, there it will start with the manuscripts received by the editorial office. So they will always check with the plagiarism check, and based on that they will see whether manuscript is as per our format or not. That is very much important. That is what I was emphasizing on, manuscript format for each and every journals. Okay, and then editor will choose at least 2 referees for peer review. So quite obviously they will be having their own team people and all. They will start reviewing the paper. They may have not, any editor will not actually, what generally they will do, they will not send the research paper to the known people. Okay, they will do the decoding of the paper and they will be sending to their team members. Even you cannot identify who has reviewed the paper, and even the reviewer will not be knowing whose paper it is. Okay, because all the identification mark will be removed. So here it becomes something like an examination system, where you write your research and some other person who does not even know about you will go do the review of your paper. Sometime it will be like accepted, rejected, or sometime they will give some kind of revision. Okay, so if it is rejected, most of what we do, we blame the journal and we always look for the changing of the journals itself. Okay, and some of the some of the people, what they will do, once they get the comment and all, they will again rework on that. They will try to make a reviewer understand, and then again they will rework on that, and again they will submit the paper. See, if paper get rejection, need not to be demoralized actually. That is again chance that yes, due to some reasons it may have happened. So always we need to work on the improving ourselves. Okay, because we have to make sure that our research paper should be understood by the other person also. So for that reason only, if paper get rejected, don't worry about anything. You can just again rework on that, and if suppose same journal is accepting as a revised version, you can take it, or else you can resubmit to the other journal. Maybe see, rejection doesn't happen just because of one or the other issues. Okay, it happens due to so many reasons. So for that reason only, always follow their manuscript model, and based upon that, you please try to make your research paper. So quite obviously, when it comes to the reverse task, they will try to check the originality of your research, whether the kind of work which you have done, it is original or not, whether it was interesting or not, and quite obviously what kind of value addition has been added in your research paper. Okay, and even whether you are following all the norms, all the format which has been prescribed by the journal standards. Okay, along with that, whether you have followed the structure of the paper, like whether the article was clearly laid out, just like a blueprint. Okay, whether you have followed the key elements present, means whether you have considered that particular topic by considering the current scenario. Your title, which should be very clearly describe that article, what exactly you have written all about. Your abstract should have a very reflection of your content of the article. So I think I have said what is the content of your abstract should be. Okay. Then along with that, in introduction part, sufficient background have you given or not? Have you written the related or relevant kind of research review or not? Have you identified the problem statement correctly? Have you written the research questions which you have generated that is in the form of objectives? And if suppose you have any hypothesis, have you written about? Then they will check whether methodology you have followed or not. Proper design suitability have you followed, written or not? Have you written in the precise way as described by the measurement level, like which scaling techniques you are using it? Have you written about the appropriate sampling technique you have followed? Okay. Then the results what you are talking about is are the statistically it is correct or not, and whether the hypothesis what you have stated and based upon your analysis whether it is right or not. Conclusions or discussions they will check about, like whether you have followed, you have done, it should not be your personal opinions and all. It should be supported by the previous theories, or it should be supported by your review literature. And any kind of claims in this section supported by the results language. So means here for while writing the research, there is no such rule that you need to refer the similar kind of language journals and all. Even any kind of local language journals which comes with the local languages, that is also acceptable. Okay, but you need to write it in a right format. And quite obviously, you will be writing the communication to the editor. So whenever they reject, just like that, they cannot reject actually. So they may have given you some reasons for that. What is the reasons for that? Maybe due to poor quality or out of scope. That is what I am saying. People will ask one day before, a few days before, on an average daily I get almost 3 to 4 calls, and they will just call and they will say, sir, can you just tell me UGC listed journal? Can you just tell me ABDC journal? Or can you just tell me Scopus journal where I can get my paper published? So it is very difficult to say anyone actually. It is not at all possible because I don't know what is your title and all about. And sometimes people will say, sir, it is all about the self-awareness. So when you talk about self-awareness, it comes under the HR. So I may have given some HR-related journal names and all. But once they approve, once they apply for those journals, the paper will get rejected because under HR also we have got so many different areas, no? So that is the problem. That is the issues actually, right? So always try to find out whether your research paper comes in that particular journal scope or not. Okay, then you need to. They may accept without revision. Sometimes they will accept, but we need some kind of revision and all. So this kind of editor, this kind of some kind of communication we may receive from the editor side. So no need to worry about that. Okay. So always go with the positive mindset that you want to write a paper with the good, as much as with the better quality, without making much kind of revisions. And finally, third general tip which I have for everyone, that is always have a focus and vision. What exactly you are writing all about. Okay, what is the purpose to do this research? Don't do the research just for time pass, just for making more and more number of research paper. That will not suit any purpose. And write very clearly what exactly you want to write and what exactly you want to express your opinions or view. And get a pre-review. Okay, with whom we can get the pre-review? You can discuss with your senior professors or with faculty members or with your colleagues. You can discuss with them, this is what the paper you are writing and what else you can add in that. Okay, and very much important is send your paper to the right journal. Don't send your paper just like that to the so many different journals and all. It will not get you any kind of results. Okay, and if it is rejected, don't be panic actually. So it is only a chance to improve ourselves. Okay? So take it in a positive way. Don't take it in the negative. Read the reviews correctly. So quite obviously try to understand on what context reviewers have given their views and all. So try to redefine it and try to put it in the better. And don't put off the revisions. So don't say that no, I will not revise and all those things. So you have to revise and you have to send. Then only once they identify, yes, you have revised all these things, then only the research paper will be accepted. I have almost now because last month also 2 papers been published in the Sage. So currently now I have got 6 Scopus and Sage publications. You all may surprise that for each and every research paper, more than 10 to 12 times I have done the revision. And once you submit 1 year or 1.5 years, I was not even aware about whether a paper is accepted or rejected also. So after certain time, they will call. Suddenly one day we will get call. Sir, your paper is accepted, but we are looking for some kind of revision. And you need not to be surprised that revision, revised part and all. Sometimes it will go for the months together. But you should have good amount of patience to do that. Okay. So this is what the whole thing was all about for today's session. Tomorrow I will talk about the Scopus and Web of Science, how exactly, and ABDC journals, how exactly you can present the paper and how you can go for the finding the right journal for your research paper. So now I request participant to just you can whoever is having any kind of queries, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the queries. We will take up the questions for the next 10 to 15 minutes. And if anything which else you want to ask or clarify it, you can please ask. I request host to just give the option for participant to unmute themselves.
Sir?
Yes, ma'am. How are you, Shobha, ma'am?
I am fine, sir. Thank you. Your session was excellent, sir. Actually, it was very nice for us. We learned a lot of topics. And
Yes.
One thing I wanted to know, sir, if at all I want to write a research paper on finance, now what
Yes,
is
ma'am.
the recent one which I can take up? How will I take up those recent topics?
Okay. Madam, there is no any Brahmastra through which you can say that this is the recent or this is the old topic. Okay.
Yes,
So this is we need to create a zeal about that. Let us take, if you are looking for the writing the research paper now on the finance. So now if by seeing the current scenario, I think people income level is low. Correct. So what is the saving model now? I think currently the people are trying to just complete their all the disposable kind of income rather than thinking about the investment also. But already some people have done the some kind of similar kind of investment on the regular basis, which is happening. So you can think about something like, I can say, like role of investment in current scenario by considering the risk tolerance level. Like people have the kind of threat, people have so many of issues or some kind of risk that whether they are in the job or not for the next 3-4 months, or there are so many issues with that, right? So based on that, what is the investment pattern they will follow? So this title actually we will get it only once we start investing lot and lot of time in reading the article section. And I suggest always, I always suggest the people don't look only for the Google based papers what you get it. Always download your paper from the some reputed sites, or you can for that free even so many free journals are available. For that you need not to pay anything. You can refer the IIM journals or IIT journals, IISc journals. That is totally free of cost, ma'am, and we need not to pay. But only a thing, you cannot download it, but you can view.
So you had said that IUP Journal of Applied Finance.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we directly log into it and we can get the papers
Yes,
from
ma'am.
there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, you can even due to actually, I should not say, but the fact is, we academicians are very lucky actually. Nowadays, like so many websites, they have given the open access, including Scopus and Sage. You can go to their sites. Please create your username and password, and you please log in. You can log in actually, but only a thing, we Indians know we don't have patience to read. We want
Yes.
everything to download. Whether really we are going to refer or not, it is a big question mark. I think Seema madam was discussing with me. Some of the participants have asked for, like they want some kind of reading content. I asked each and every one, those who are present here, like you please tell me how many books can we read in a year? Correct. So it is very difficult to read so many books. Please refer, but you need to read, and you touch your heart and say, ma'am, really, how many times are we reading whenever we get allotted with the new subjects and all? That is the one time I think we all faculty will refer library, e-journals, e-books and everything. And once the paper is regular, nobody will refer the books only. That is actually wrong thing because we need to update. So what is happening that let us not go for the quantity. And I think some participant was asking, Madam, can you provide some e-materials? So I said, Madam, we will provide at least 100 plus e-books. How many books you can? I have more than 5-6 hard disks right away, where only e-books and e-contents are there. But are we really reading all those things? We may not, but we may read few contents. So always believe on little, and so try to be smart. Don't be hard workers actually. Correct.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So please, so that is what, ma'am. Please go through the different journals, go through the different sites. You will get something interesting, and you create your own topic, something interesting. You don't look on the current scenario on. Correct, no?
Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Sir, I have unmuted one more person who raised his hands, Annie
Yes,
Stephen.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Annie Stephen.
Good afternoon, sir. Yes.
Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. First and foremost, I would like to express my gratitude because your presentation was very, very simple and very pleasant to hear. I mean, it looks like you've understood our mind that you have spoken. And thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity. And
Thank you.
sir, yes, sir. So I have two questions. That is, one is, I have a notion in my experience with research papers and all, I have a notion that the conceptual papers are not so much in demand, or the possibility of a conceptual paper being rejected is more in comparison to a proper research paper. And second is, what would be the ideal size, a sample size for a research paper, sir?
Okay.
Especially when it comes to new topics like crowdfunding or certain topics that wouldn't have been touched upon much, and it may be in the baby stages. And so what could be if 30 also would be a good size is what my concern.
Okay. Madam, the first question which you said about the conceptual paper, it is absolutely true, ma'am. Most of, you can take any of the Scopus or Sage, ma'am.
Yes.
I am talking about the commerce and management journals right now. So there we will not get any kind of conceptual paper in any Scopus or Sage, or even in A category and B category of UGC listed journals. But in C category or D, you may get it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But in same thing, the question which sir has also asked, like English literature or in Hindi, such kind of areas, when they are doing their journals, you will find out even in the Sage also. There are some kind of literature journals which are available in the Sage also. So there for them, because they don't have anything like us to go for the creating any new model or something and all. Already the literature is available, but finding something new in that, for them it will work out. But for our commerce and management faculty, that will not be the right place. So for that always, and remember, nothing great actually. Statistics, I really don't know why people are thinking that it is like something like a big rocket science or something. It is so simple. Once you have data, we need not to go to anyone with the help of SPSS, with the help of Excel, with the help of some other programming. We can do it by ourselves actually. But yes, we need basic informations on that. And second question which you asked, sample size. I will share one of the PDF file, actually that is file on how to select the sample size, okay, like finite or infinite. So that file will always help you to identify what is your N. So that is what I said, like while selecting the sample, it is not a lucky number. My date of birth is 2 something, so I will fix my sample size as 220, 320, 300, 400. And sample size cannot be actually with the round of values like 300 exactly, 250 and exactly. There will be some fractions or some changes. So there is a basically formula for Z, which we use at Z formula, that is for known population. So always we will be knowing whether our population is known or whether our population is unknown. If population is known, we can follow the Z formula. If population is unknown, then we have another formula to calculate that. So that file I will share it with the organizers, and maybe in turn they will just share it with you all by today evening before tonight. You all will receive that file. Okay. And but on an average, lucky number wise, I think any research you take, especially for the writing the PhD part and all, I think it is almost 250 to 450 maximum sample size you can find, and either population is known or unknown. And for research papers, minimum you can take it as 80 to 180. So this is the bracket we have for research respondents actually. That is your so-called sample size.
So, a paper can be rejected if the sample size is less?
Never, madam. Never it will be.
Okay. Okay. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, Brajesh sir, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, which journal will give more importance, UGC Scopus journal or international journal?
Ma'am, actually, there is let us understand two perspectives. We have two different actually. For UGC journal and all, it is there only in India actually, nowhere else. And if you will see that ABCD category of the journals, Scopus and Sage belongs to A category journals. B category is all about Web of Science or Craftic Analytics publishers. C category is all about our Indian journals, and D category is also Indian journals with lower impact factor. Most of the, but doesn't mean that all Scopus and Sage is a part of your A category list. Okay, so there is a different list, ma'am. But either UGC, the problem with the UGC is here and there, within 3 months they'll be keeps on updating the journal names. So you don't know which journal to go and publish your research paper. So for that, my advice is always look for the qualitative journals. You please, you all can try only for Scopus and Sage. I can challenge you that either UGC is recognizing or not, your institute and your university will always recognize Scopus and Sage journals. And you can always look for IAM. That is all our actually local chapters for the Scopus and Sage. So if you are publishing your paper through that journals, that is also fine, good. But I think last date when the UGC uploaded their list, it was in the month of March 2020. Till now, they have not released the new list, which they were supposed to do it in the month of June. So we are expecting that maybe in this week or else within next 15 days, you will have the updated list of journal which has been listed under the ABCD category of the UGC listed journals.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for the concern.
Thank you.
I have one more question, sir. Suppose if we'll do the research on the current topic, like suppose COVID related topic, in that we'll not have any literature review or the subject material. So in the literature review chapter, where we concern for the material?
Okay. Ma'am, COVID is new for us, but similar kind of COVID kind of diseases were there before also. Like we had malaria, we had jaundice, we had so many new kind of different diseases. So you can take that diseases as a base and you can do the research. And whenever like if something you are trying to do it only on COVID, then quite obviously you will not have any review of literature actually. So that is also fine, but doesn't mean that when the topic itself is new and but now I think you can just search in the Google. I think you will have at least 7 research paper on the Scopus, which has been published very recently in the last month under the COVID-19. So as the topic will become bit more and more old, you will only find there are so many new research may have come. Now I can see most of the people, they are just trying to create any topic with the COVID-19 actually, like investment portfolio with reference to COVID. But what is the acceptability of that topic after certain time? So possibility nobody, once the COVID will go off, because of so many things. So quite obviously, that paper will become the null actually. There will not be any value for that paper.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, in the chat box, I found one of the question from the participants.
Yes.
Can you suggest good journal to subscribe for commerce papers?
But in commerce, what is the field they are looking for?
Nothing is mentioned, sir. Just they have texted like, can you suggest to subscribe journals? Which journal?
Madam, one SSRN journals are there, which is totally free of cost. We need not to pay anything there. And there, each and every person, like there, most of the time, what happens? Each and every researcher, they will be uploading their paper, and it will be getting cited there. And you will surprised to see there, each and every faculty will have their own ranking based upon the how many people have reviewed your paper, what is the quality of the paper they are giving the ranking. So like that, these are the some of the SSRN is one of the best one. You can subscribe it free of cost. And if you, because nowadays most of the publishers also, they are not giving publish any kind of hard copy of your journals. They all are working on the online, which is damn costly actually. Otherwise they can cite some kind of elsewhere journals are there where they can search it. But again, in that also, in commerce also, we have so many different domains in finance, accounting, or in banking, insurance, again in HR related. So there are so many journals, ma'am. So simply just subscribing and getting it and making investment, huge investment actually, from the institution point of view may not be the right, just burdening them actually for subscribing. So better is always look for the free one. Otherwise, colleges, most of the Bangalore University or VTU colleges, they have had something like consortium libraries. Either it will be available in the research centers or in university campus or somewhere. So there you can go as a faculty of affiliated institute of the VTU or BU. You can go there and you can use their consortium sections and you can make use of that. That too free of cost, and you can even download it.
Okay. Thank you,
Yes.
sir. There is one
Thank
more
you.
participant who raised hands. I will unmute
Yes.
them.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Kusma ma'am.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Brijesh sir, it was a nice session. It's really informative. Actually, I teach English basically from literature background. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Okay. So I'm into literature, sir. I just want to know if I write an article which doesn't
Yes.
have the qualities like, analyzing a particular question or some kind of experimentation, something related to that, just my article will be focusing only on a particular topic. So will you accept this article as a research paper? The other features like, review of literature and whatever the other things are there will be there, but I will
Yes,
not
ma'am.
be analyzing any particular topic, or I'm not going to answer any of the question. I just want to focus only on a particular topic. For example, I want to highlight a topic called personality development related to language skills. So I'll be only talking about my issue. So will you accept these kind of articles as research paper?
Ma'am, just let me tell you one thing. Last month, I have guided one of the student who was doing their PhD from the Bangalore University, from this one, Bangalore Central University. And she was in the almost ending stage of her PhD part. For her, what we have done is that the kind of topic, what you are seeing and what she has done is almost same, almost very similar to. She wanted to do something on teaching impact and all, with reference to students' understanding when we use the OHP projectors and when we use the teaching different tools. So there, what we have done, ma'am, most of the English literature review faculty, you can refer the actually focus group research, ma'am. Like you can only target some people, get the feedback, and there also you can have a qualitative research. So there we always, because in yours quantitative is not possible. So you always go for the qualitative research by considering the focus group research, and you can you cannot come up with the new models or something, but you can always find whether your research is having more impact or not. So there, such kind of journals will be a part of your such kind of articles will be a part of good research articles, because your journal, your kind of articles will not be a part of your finance journals or anywhere, but it will be a part of the literature, part of the literature journals. So yes, ma'am, we will accept. Why we will not accept? Any new idea, any new thoughts, any new views is always welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other participant who wants to ask any other doubt? Anyone else who want to ask any kind of
So
queries?
far, no one, sir.
Okay, so for today, can we just wind up the session?
No, sir. 1 second.
Yes, ma'am. Please check.
There is one more participant. Sis.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Tejaswini madam has asked one question. Like, okay. Madam is doing the PhD connected to the NPA recoveries. And how do I get to know how much was able to recovered under each techniques, as it is very confidentially maintained by banks. Ma'am, that is the problem with the data. Like if your source of data is not giving you the right data, then whatever the research we do, it does not yield any kind of major output. So what is the need that before you set, anyway, that is your thesis topic. But for researchers, what we need to do is that whenever you select your title, make sure that the data should be available. It should not happen that you started with something, but there is no data available in the market. So always one is getting the data either by right way or wrong way, that is your responsibility. In this case, quite obviously, no banks will declare what is the recovery rate and what is the other things they have. So I really doubt about this data, what you are going to get it. But at least if you get 40 to 45% of the reliable data, then you can please go ahead with your PhD analysis part.
Okay, sir. One more participant who raised hands. I'll unmute them.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Renuka.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Sir, my question is regarding the review of literature.
Yes,
sir, I would like to know whether in the section of review of literature, can we copy the literature as it is in the, word to word? Because I have referred some of the papers wherein I saw that it was, everything was copied as it is. So is it good to do that, or do we have to edit some part of it? So that confusion I have. Should it be the same ditto to ditto in words, or should we edit it?
Ma'am, actually, it should not be same. And
Because,
we cannot do the copy paste of the someone else work.
Okay.
And possibility, if suppose because of some reasons, if they get to know, they may file some kind of copyright issues on the author actually. So never ever do that. Simple way of writing the review of literature is download one research article. Don't read their review of literature at all. You read their research article and then you write your review of literature. Never, actually, we cannot do. And one more thing, nowadays, whichever the journal, tomorrow I'm going to discuss about the copyright issues, and even I will highlight on the plagiarism part. There, what is happening that most of the time, some people will, there are some great expert or excellent personalities. If you will ask them to prepare paper, they will be ready in 1 hour actually. So that is only possible when they do the copy paste. Original work is not possible in 1 hour or 2 hours. So quite obviously, let us not cultivate in that level and that direction. So always download one research article. For that research article, please don't read their review of literature, because that research paper has been done based on their previous research and all. You please go through that paper. You need to go through their introduction. You need to see their research design part. You need to understand what is the major findings they have identified. These things you please write it in your own in your review of literature. That makes lot of sense rather than just copy pasting someone. Because tomorrow when you are submitting your paper for the any journal, they will do the plagiarism check. Before that, they may have asked you also what is the plagiarism report. So for that reason only, before you send your research paper on any of the journals, you need to do the plagiarism check by yourself, and then you need to send your paper for the journals. Okay. So please don't do it. It is totally wrong concept actually. Okay. Any other queries?
Yes, sir. Aditi Shahani, madam. I'll unmute you. Please ask, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
So it was a very nice session. So actually, I am a research scholar. So, sir, can you please suggest me some of the topics in marketing for writing thesis?
Ma'am, that is in our PA. Okay, you are a scholar. Actually,
Yes.
your guide is so only in one word I can say your guide is God. So whatever guide says, that is only right. It should not happen that I suggest some topic and your guide says no, it is not possible at all, because it has happened in recently cases. One of the faculty member, Papa, she is doing her PhD from Jain University, and when she asked, sir, suggest me some topic, and I was in hurry, so I just like that I said, madam, you please go ahead with the HR analytics. HR analytics is very new concept in Indian market and very famous one, and it is really good actually, where each and every second you can identify what is the productivity of your employees. So when she proposed that model in the university or somewhere, and her guide was not okay with that topic, so she is in the big trouble today. So today I don't want to make you to be in that trouble by telling something, but always, ma'am, always go for the new topic, recent topics and all. But before you approach your guide, you should have done the previous review of literatures. You should have done whether enough reviews and enough data is available or not. Because you select some new topic, like I can suggest you like, okay, madam, you can go with the marketing analytics or market analytics. But whether I should understand whether you have that idea or not. Correct, no? I should
Yes,
not
sir.
give some kind of suggestions, wrong suggestions, because
Okay,
suggestions
sir.
will be right, but it cannot be general statement. Yeah?
Yes.
So please don't mind, madam, but
Okay, sir. No problem.
just think it. Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Please select as per your comfortability. Please select as per your understanding. Because in
Yes.
marketing also we have so many different topics. Like whole marketing is divided the segmentation, targeting, and positioning when you'll talk about. So there again it comes with the so many different logics. No? That is the reason.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Okay, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
So there's one more participant, Tejashwini Chandran.
Yes, ma'am.
Tejashwini.
Hello.
Hello,
Good
ma'am.
afternoon, sir. Good afternoon,
Good
sir.
afternoon, ma'am.
That's very kind of you answering all the questions with a lot of patience. I actually asked that question about recovery strategies just a few minutes
Yes, ma'am.
before.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So the thing is, I actually my topic is connected to non-performing assets. And
Yes, ma'am.
initially, I thought I will compare the performance of private banks and public bank performance in recovering the NPAs. And later on, I thought I can add a few more in-depth knowledge into it connected to the recovery strategies also, and which recovery strategy is performing better. Then now I'm not able to get the information because it is kept confidential. Now, how many samples, how many banks do I have to take to compare, sir? When I'm taking private sector banks and public sector banks, it seems to be
Yes,
vast.
ma'am.
And how many banks should I restrict to? How many numbers in the sense?
There is no restrictions as such, ma'am, because your sample size is already may not be more than 30 banks we have in India actually. Correct?
Okay.
Either it is private or either it is public sector. But recovery strategy, without even doing any research, I can say your private is a bank strategy will be much better than public sector
Yes,
banks.
sir. Yes, sir.
So quite obviously here you need to identify with the data now. So,
yes, sir.
but I really doubt, madam, private sector banks, some managers may give you some kind of data. Madam, you can refer one CSI website. There you generally the public sector banks data will be available. CSI.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
There
okay,
you
sir.
will have some kind of data. But regarding the private banks, it is really doubtful. Otherwise, you need to refer the moneycontrol.com. Please go to the each and every bank, and in each and every bank, they have done their issue of shares and other things. So they
Yes,
have
sir. Yes,
registered.
sir. And in the annual reports, I was able to get
Correct.
NPA and gross,
That is correct.
NPA and all these informations I was
Correct.
able to collect
Yes,
it.
madam.
So now
Yes,
my
that's
question
fine.
is, how many banks do I have to take? Should I take all the private banks and all the public banks for 1
You
year?
can take, ma'am. You can take, because here the number of branches will be less only. No? The banks,
Okay.
what the data, what you're going to
I
get.
thought of taking a selective 5 public sector and 5 private sector and the past 5 years performance of the banks. Will that be okay, sir, for the?
That is okay. Ma'am, see, five banks means becomes 10 sample size, and
Yes,
you
sir.
are taking 5 years means it becomes 30, and so 30 is a more data for any of the questionnaires actually. That is fine, ma'am. That is not at all an
Okay.
issue.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, one final question from one participant, Chaitra.
Yes,
They want to know the topic on entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship itself is the topic in that. In what exactly they want to know in entrepreneurship? Okay, they can start. They can think about the startups, or they can talk about the. See, ma'am, nowadays actually, if you will see now, most of the people are starting new business, but how many are able to survive? So some people can do the research on that. What is the survival model of startups? So for entrepreneurship itself, there is no such topics, I think, or else they can identify only what is the role of entrepreneurship in the Indian economy and all. But again, the entrepreneurship nowadays, it is all about the startups actually, either the small firms or either the medium scale industries. So such kind of topics they can take, seed financing they can take, or any kind of angel financing funds they can take. So these are the few recent topics on entrepreneurship, but taking in the startups is really good actually.
Okay.
Yes.
So one more person has raised hands. Shall we go to the person?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, ma'am.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you, ma'am.
It is a wonderful session.
Thank you, ma'am.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, can you suggest a very good site for HR?
For site for HR, you have sitehr.com, ma'am. From there, you can retrieve more.
Other than that,
I still remember one hrconclave.com, something was there, ma'am, where they used to discuss all about the recent HR topics and other things. Okay. You just give me some time, maybe through organizers, I will try to send some links on finance, marketing and HR, where so many hot topics will be discussed actually. So recent topics will be discussed, so you can take some inputs from that. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank
okay.
You, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your wonderful presentation and guidance to write research paper. I thank all the participants